for the start.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, wait, he said we're going to start? Alright, guys, welcome back to Vibe Sports Talk. You know, we got a very special episode. The NFL playoffs start this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get into all our predictions, what we see happening in this wild card round. We got a lot to talk about. I'm Jordan Huey.
I'm Matty Bearcat, and let's get straight into it, ladies and gentlemen. First off, we're going to hop into the AFC side of the wild card. We got the Bills versus the Colts. We got the old veteran, Mr. Philip Rivers versus the young buck, Mr. Allen. What's your prediction for this game?
I think the Bills keep it rolling. Their year was incredible. I think their defense is really good. I think their offense is very good. And, the Colts got a good team too. Their defense is top notch for sure. But I think the Bills' defense can hold them in check if they can stop that run game with Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines, which I do see happening, honestly. Taylor struggled earlier in the year and came on very, very hot at the end. We'll see how he does. Phil Rivers has been historically not very good in the playoffs either. I think that plays against them in this matchup, especially against a team that's as hot as the Bills, going 13-3 this year. Josh Allen, low key, should get some MVP votes as well. So I think,
for sure.
I think the Bills pull this one out. Want to hear your thoughts on it real quick?
Yeah, I definitely think the Bills pull this one out. And not only do they pull it out, I actually think this is kind of going to be like Josh Allen's kind of come-out game.
Yeah.
Not that he's not, hasn't proven that he's the guy.
Yeah.
I'm very high.
First time in the playoffs, though.
It is. First time. So is it
Or-
his first
no,
time?
no, no,
I think they had the wild card.
They lost to
didn't
the Texans last year.
So,
They lost to
but I
Texans.
think this is his game where people kind of that not necessarily watch the NFL too much or kind of sit back and if they watch it like, oh shit, who is this guy playing quarterback? So I think this is a big game for him, and I think they're gonna kill him or not kill him actually. I think it'll be a respectable game, but it'll be a game where it's like, all right, this game's kind of over, but still where Philip puts up some points. The real question is, though, real quick, I want to ask you: does Philip Rivers, is this his last game ever, or does he jump to another team?
If they lose, last game ever.
Last game ever.
Yeah.
Really.
I think this is his last chance at any kind of ring.
But you don't think if he wanted, he can't go get a starting job somewhere else?
I mean, he could probably resign with the Colts, I think, just because he did play pretty good this year, and you see where they're at now. They're in the playoffs. But honestly, I think if they lose, he's done.
Okay.
I think he's going to retire.
So we're going to have to see about that one, ladies and gentlemen. But the next one that I do want to get on,
this one's
going to
the
be an
tricky
exciting one. It's a big, tricky one. We got the Steelers, Big Ben. We got Mr. I Do All the Commercials.
Baker.
What are you thinking?
This one's a tough one for me. I think in the AFC, this is the toughest one to call because I think the Bills one, like I said, I'm heavily favoring the Bills in my opinion. But with the Steelers-Browns game, I think this might be the most competitive game of the AFC wildcards
For sure.
Round. Steelers struggled to get to the playoffs. They started 11-0. We talked a little bit about it. I said I think their schedule's a little soft and they might be some pretenders.
For sure.
We've seen
Just
them,
like the Raiders.
We've seen them 3 straight weeks. The Steelers had some issues. They sort of started to figure it out in the end. Rested guys at the last week of the season when they still didn't really have everything figured out on offense, which was kind of obvious because they already had the playoffs locked up. But it's like when you're working through some things that might be problematic.
For sure.
Right now, though, I think the Steelers pull this one out. The Browns are dealing with a lot of injuries and guys on the COVID list. They won't have their head coach for that game. I just think there's too many signs that are holding the Browns back, and it's nice to see them actually make the playoffs after all the struggle they went through. But, I got the Steelers winning this one. But I think this is probably going to be one of our most competitive games of the AFC wildcard division.
Well, I actually think the Browns are going to pull this one out.
Even with all the injuries and COVID and everything?
With all the injuries and the COVID.
Yeah.
Because
no head coach.
I don't think it matters because I don't think he was actually.
He's their offensive coordinator.
He's their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he calls the plays for him, bro.
I still think they're going to be able to pull it out.
Yeah.
Just because the Steelers, like you said, kind of pretenders.
That defense is legit, though.
The defense is legit, but I don't know. I just feel like the Browns, first time you said in the playoffs back, maybe they got a little juice in them now. You know what I mean?
Bruh,
Feeling a little hot. I don't know. I'm feeling a little upset alert
Yeah.
come my way. But then I'm
like
going to be so honest. The next round, they will definitely be going back to the Browns all the way and getting tossed out. But we'll get into that next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
But the last game I want to get into with the AFC, ladies and gentlemen, is the Titans versus the Ravens. What's your opinion about this one, Mr. Huey? This is going to be a big game right here.
Well.
This could also be another contender right here for an AFC game of the
If
week.
you like when teams run the ball, tune into this game. Because I think this is going to be a very, very physical game. If you remember correctly, a little while back, the Titans and Ravens played in a very big matchup. And the Titans came into Baltimore and danced all over the logo. And there was some beef before the game between the two head coaches and the players. I think this game is going to be super competitive. It's going to be very, very physical. And honestly, whoever can stop the run the best is going to win the game. It's that simple. I don't fear Lamar's arm. I don't fear Tannehill's arm. They're not going to go out there and put up 300 yards apiece.
Yeah,
or one of them's going to go out there with 300 yards. I think everything in this game is going to be based off who runs the ball better to start the game and who can keep the momentum late in the game when you're just running out the clock, honestly. Because, like I said, if you like teams that run the ball, tune into this game because both of these teams are probably going to run the ball probably 40-plus times each. It's going to be a very, very competitive game, and there's a lot of bad blood there from this season. So I'm hyped for this one. Honestly, I think the Ravens pull this one out. I think Lamar makes enough plays.
Okay.
I think Lamar makes enough plays to get his first playoff win and silence a little bit of the haters, at least until next round.
Well, I have a couple things about this matchup. The first one is the win is going to come down, in my opinion, which normally comes down to the players in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this one's going to come down to the coaching.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, I just feel like it's pretty matched up evenly across the board with these teams. The only one big thing that the Titans have is Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
So the other thing that's going to come down to is the Ravens. If you can't tackle Derrick Henry, you have no chance of winning this game.
Yeah.
If you could tackle Derrick Henry, your percentage of winning this game just went very high.
Yeah.
Because like you just said, Tannehill is not going to throw for 300 yards.
Yeah.
So if they can't run the ball and you can tackle Derrick Henry, okay, maybe you have a very good chance of winning.
Yeah.
Because Lamar, let's say their run game's not going. Like I said, do I think he's a pretender? Absolutely. I'm in that category, like he just said. But can he put up 21 points? Maybe 28? Yeah.
For sure.
So, I mean, it's going to be a very good matchup. But I do have Derrick Henry running all over that team, making him look like a JV squad. So, that's why I got winning the game, is the Tennessee Titans, baby. Choo-choo!
Derrick Henry, need you to shut the hell up for the immediate future.
Okay. I mean, like I said, that's going to be a very competitive game, very physical game. Like I was saying, too, it's whoever can stop the run who I think is going to win that game because you stop that, both offenses kind of sputter out when it comes to the passing game. They rely on the play-action game, and for Lamar, they rely on the run being so good that he sneaks out the back door on a little read option type stuff. So definitely, I agree. If Derrick Henry runs all over him, I'm probably leaning towards the Titans, obviously, but my prediction, I'm going with Lamar and the Ravens. I think he gets his first one. I think it's going to be big for him in his career.
You hear it, ladies and gentlemen. There's two matchups. Me and Mr. Huey are on different sides, so stay tuned to see who's going to be the real wrong person next week.
Yes,
but
sir.
I want to transfer over now to the NFC side.
Ooh, I love talking these NFC matchups.
This first game is going to be, I think it's very slept on. I think you have a good defense that doesn't get talked about much versus an offense that's very hot with the Saints and the Bears. What's your opinion on this one, Mr. Huey?
All right, biggest thing for me, ready? Is Alvin Kamara going to be back? He's on the COVID list. Does he make it back in time for Saturday's game? Biggest thing for me. That's number one. If he's there, I got the Saints winning it. The second biggest thing in this game is ball security from Mitchell Trubisky. He has not played bad at all this year. He was 2-0 when he got benched. He came back and he led them to the playoffs. He's looked good. Other than the one thing that's plagued him his whole career, turns the ball over too much in stupid situations. You're in the red zone, don't turn it over. Take the field goal. Sometimes it sucks to take the field goal, but it's better than throwing a pick. You know what I mean? So for me, it really has to do with Alvin Kamara's health and if Trubisky can protect the ball during the game. If Kamara's healthy and Trubisky protects the ball, I still have the Saints winning. Saints are the better team in my opinion. I think it really just comes down to those two things. If Kamara's back and Trubisky's turning the ball over, it's going to be an easy win for the Saints. If Kamara's back and Trubisky protects the ball, it might be a good game. If Kamara's gone and Trubisky protects the ball, now we're talking upset alert. I wholeheartedly believe it. If you don't have Kamara and Michael Thomas is coming back for his first game in about 3 weeks because he's been on IR, I really don't know. This game could be a toss-up type of game. So, because the Bears defense can stop the run. The thing with Kamara is he's dual threat back there. So, there's a lot of factors going into this one, but my money's on the Saints. no matter what happens to go.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is going to be another one, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Mr. Huey are going to be sitting on the opposite sides of the lunch table. So, let me tell you why. One of Mr. Huey's ex-lovers, may I mention his name?
Oh, God, here we go.
Khalil Mack is going to ruin Drew Brees' night. He's going to send Drew Brees to the NBC desk ASAP. And that's my opinion on it. I think the Bears' defense is going to maybe give up a touchdown here and there. But I don't see them giving up more than 14 points in that game. Be so honest.
The Saints?
Yeah. To
Oh,
the Saints.
yeah.
No, the Bears.
Oh, my God.
The Bears.
Are you kidding me?
I think the Bears are going to almost shut them out almost. I think the defense is very slept on. And
I'm about to order this guy a piss test. He's high as a kite.
Shut the fuck up, nigga.
Very slept on. I'm going to be so honest with you. And this is just might be the coming out party for the Chicago Bears, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying that they're going to win the next, division against, the Packs or anything, but this could be coming out party, sorry. But Drew Brees last season, who knows? Maybe he could sling it here and there, come out with the win. But if Kamara is out, I think the Bears have a great chance of winning this game.
Yeah.
Great chance. But we'll see, ladies and gentlemen. The next big one, Seattle versus the Rams.
Ooh, I like this one a lot. It's going to be their third meeting this year. Playing in division, so this will be their third matchup this season. It's pretty funny because the Rams struggle against the Niners. Can't beat them. The Niners can't beat Seattle. And Seattle can't beat Arizona. And when they do, it's because Kyler Murray's injured. So it's pretty funny to me that this obviously historically Seattle hasn't had that much trouble with Arizona, but recently I would say that. It's kind of like a square going on between that division where certain teams can't beat each other, but they dominate everyone else. It's pretty funny. I think this is their third matchup this year, so both teams know what the others like to do, and they play in division every single year, so McVay and Carroll are very familiar with each other. And I think the biggest thing this game comes down to is two guys. One for each team. And it's as simple as this.
Jared Goff, one of them.
Nope.
No?
Aaron Donald and Russell Wilson. If Aaron Donald is causing havoc and not letting Wilson do his Wilson-type things where he extends plays, makes crazy plays, and even when he's not making crazy plays, just plays like Russell Wilson, if they don't get pressure on him, if the Seahawks offensive line can actually show up for once, which they never do for us, Seattle will run away with this game. If Aaron Donald is out there causing havoc like he did in the 2 regular season games against Seattle, I think the Rams win. That defense on the Rams side is very slept on. And Seahawks defense has played good at the end of the year, but it's one of the worst defenses in the league, I believe. Bottom 3 in the league. They're coming in banged up on the defensive side. Jamal Adams, Jaron Reed, their best D-tackle. Both of them are coming in a little injured. And like I said, it's really, to me, this game comes down to if Aaron Donald can get stopped by the offensive line for one game. You let Wilson have some time to make plays, he's going to make plays. That's just Russell Wilson. That's who he is. But if he's getting chased around by Donald all game in that D-line and that defense, this is, I think,
it's gonna be a nightmare.
I think this is the toughest game we have to pick out of all of them in the wild card round because both of these teams are very good. I don't have a clear pick like off the top of my head,
I'm not thinking to the Rams.
But I'm leaning with the Seahawks.
I'm giving it to the Rams just because I think that Aaron Donald will cause that havoc on that offensive line.
Yeah.
And man, it's just
it's a toss-up game.
It's really a toss-up. But
really
if I had to pick, I'd go with the Rams. Where's it at?
In Seattle.
Oh shit! Actually,
no 12th man though. Obviously, no fans.
It's It is toss-up. Honestly, though,
it's one of the toughest. It's one of the most. It's one of the most even games. I think the 2 most even games in this wild card round are the Titans Ravens and the Rams Seahawks. Both those games are gonna be very very competitive.
But I feel like Jared Goff in his career has been able to play at like an average level, and they can still get wins because of the coaching.
Yeah, and he's coming off thumb surgery though. You gotta remember that.
Yeah,
he's coming off thumb surgery.
This game
last week.
If he plays average, and Aaron Donald does cause havoc, but like I said, if he just plays average, I don't think they're gonna win this game.
Yeah.
He has to play a little more than average this game.
I don't think he will coming off thumb surgery.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think he's gonna be able to just get in that playoff mode and just man up, sack up? He's an NFL player. This is your job. You get paid the big bucks to do this.
I don't think he's like that.
Wow. Shots taken. Shots taken alert.
I don't think he's like that, bro. Look, he went to the Super Bowl and put up 3 points.
That is true, but where's Bill Belichick's defense?
I don't care, bro. show up big time.
Right, big time players.
Big time
players. You get paid for this shit. You better fucking show up and do it. If you're not doing it, then adios. You gotta go. Somebody else has got to do the job.
Go.
Jimmy Garoppolo in the 49ers.
Man.
Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Draft.
Yeah.
But that'll be another video.
But so I got Seahawks in this one.
Yeah, I definitely have the Rams. Wow, different lunch table, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see so far. Besides our first pick of the fucking video, but let's get into the next one that is going to have my Super Bowl winning team that I picked this year. I believe started week 6. I believe the Buccaneers versus the Washington Football Team, and I gotta say, praise up to Alex Smith for
shout out Alex Smith, bro.
Overcame. Used to be a Niner,
I am going to remind you in advance that I am very sorry and I apologize for the inconvenience of me not giving a fuck!
Definitely, have no real feelings for him. He did nothing for us. No Super Bowl for us, so, I can really, nothing really, to honor him for the Niners career. But, and much credit to him, the career he came back for doing in Washington. Praise up to you, but probably going to be your last game, Sonny, because Tommy Boy's got some business to take care of with Mr. A.B. Did you see him go in? Did you see that guy go in?
Yeah.
Mike Evans goes down. Antonio Brown steps in. Business starts booming again. They don't miss a beat. This is why you other teams should have brought this man in. But I kept saying, Antonio Brown. Now look at he's going to be a Super Bowl champion.
I don't know about Super Bowl champion, but I do have them winning this against Washington. The one thing, though, is there's been a couple times this year where the Bucs have really struggled with pressure up front. And let me tell you, if there's a team right now that I want to take their D-line, other than the Rams, obviously because they have Donald and a couple other boys that went crazy this year, if you're saying pick the entire D-line and put them on your team right now, and that's your D-line, I'm taking the Washington Football Team because kind of like the Niners did. They have like 4 first-rounders on that D-line in Montez Sweat, Chase Young, and who's the other one? I was just thinking of him.
He tackled with, hold on.
He came from Bama. Allen. Isn't it Allen?
We're going to have to fact check it, ladies.
All I know is they're stacked with talent. I'll remember
there's
the name.
Dogs.
I just need a second. I'll remember some of these names, but there's some dogs up front, and I think they can cause some problems for the Bucs because the Bucs, like I said, the only time they've struggled this year is when the O-line couldn't keep Brady clean in the pocket for a long period of time. They've done good at that lately, obviously figuring some things out on offense, like you said. Brady's been finding ways to spread the love to everybody these last 3 weeks, and
everybody.
And I really think it's gonna be a good game. But I do have the Bucs winning. You can't bet against the GOAT, especially in the first round. Once he starts facing some real contender type teams, I think you can start to maybe question some things that their team struggles with. But I think against Washington, they're probably gonna go in there, handle business. One thing helping Washington though is Tommy Boy's playing on the road in the first round for the first time in a long time.
Oh yeah, for sure. And to get back on that Washington team, I think that's a very good young team.
Oh, yeah.
A very good young slept-on team.
I think they're going to be running the East very soon.
Yeah, I think they're going to be running. This is the start of it.
Yeah.
I think that the Cowboys, the Eagles... Okay, the Eagles are a shit show.
Yeah.
I think they're going to need at least 2-3 years to repair it.
Repair.
I think the Cowboys are honestly going to need to fire Mike McCarthy if they want to even go back to the playoffs.
I think if they get Dak healthy, though, Washington and Dallas are going to be who's competing for the title. The Giants aren't bad either, though. The Giants aren't bad either.
Defense, though, I just think
that defense is so good.
It's so young.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Washington, I think I was reading a thing last week. Out of all the teams in the next 5 years or so, they're ranked number 3 in the most draft picks.
Yeah.
So they're loaded. They're gonna be loaded very soon, and they already are kind of loaded.
Yeah, it's Jonathan Allen too. That's the D tackle.
We all know who I got this
Washington.
game, ladies and gentlemen.
He's got the Bucs.
He's got the Bucs.
So we agree on that one.
For sure. And, that's going to wrap up your wildcard predictions, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back with another NFL video in about a week from now, so make sure you stay tuned in for that. We'll be having some UFC videos, some NBA videos also dropping this coming up later week, so make sure you stay tuned in for that. Once again, I'm Matty Bearcat.
Jordan Huey.
Thank you for vibing out with us, ladies and gentlemen. We're out.